Beyond the Headlines, the Tanya Kach story with Elizabeth Smart. Streaming on Hulu, there's this documentary about Tanya Kach and how she was abducted in 1996 for 10 years living in this guy's bedroom. This documentary is with her, Elizabeth Smart. Elizabeth Smart is another kidnapping that happened, and I'm sure you guys know who she is. There's documentaries and movies all over the place. She was kidnapped from her bedroom next to her sister that heard the whole thing by this crazy religious guy that was gross, and he abducted her. And it's crazy to watch too, because you forget how the little girl next to her sister was like paralyzed in fear, and she was listening to the whole thing, and both of them could have started screaming and maybe they would have been cut open, but at least, I don't know, he wouldn't have taken her, and the parents were home sleeping, and it was a crazy thing. So she joins Tanya Kach, which is this girl, young. So this girl, her parents got divorced, so she was living with her dad and stepmom, or dad's girlfriend, and they moved to a new area, and she goes to a new school, and she's bullied. That's her now talking about it. And so she's bullied in school, and she's not having the best time, and she's smoking and doing drugs, or like weed and stuff. And there's a security guard at her school that kind of befriends her and will take her out of class and pretend like she needs to go to the office and she's in trouble, but it was really just to walk around. He would like fund her cigarettes and weed, and he knew she was from a broken family, and he was like, one day he's like, run away with me, I'll take care of you, better than all these people could take care of you. And I know I've seen this story before, I'm sure it's been a long time because it was kind of new to me, but the craziest thing is this guy, Tom, I think his name is, Thomas Hose, he, like the day that they planned to run away because she hated her house and everything, he had a friend named Judith Sokol. She was a hairdresser. And this woman has helped this man kidnap her and dye her hair and change her looks and let her stay at her home, and let him take her virginity in her house in between going from his parents' house, because he lived with his parents, and then stayed with her, and then eventually they went to his mom's house, and they lived with his parents upstairs in the bedroom with the parents living in the same house downstairs. And this is not like a mansion or anything. So how he kept it quiet with her up there for 10 years or 4 years or however long, that's crazy. And this woman, Judith, that helped him kidnap her, she, when everything came to light, she only got like 6 to 23 months and some probation. She should have served like major time. So at first he was all sweet, and then he turned, once he slept with her, or raped her, he turned really like gross and violent, and he made her get anorexic skinny. She was in the 8th grade. She'd been like, he didn't let her eat. He starved her to death because it was never too skinny, and he wanted her super skinny, and he kept her up there for 10 years, would put her in the closet. I don't get it. How do you not scream? I don't know. I mean, I guess obviously nothing, thank God, has happened like that to me, but I feel like I'd just be dead within the first like few hours, dead or get away, because I would bloody scream murder and like cause chaos. I don't know. I'll never understand it. Like, even with the other one, like, it's so hard to tell kids to sit still and like keep your secret and all the other things. I don't know how these kids like go along with stuff like this. Obviously, I've never been in a situation, and I'm talking as someone that has not been in the situation, obviously. So what do I know? It's just when I think about it, that's what I think of. So the first 4 years he held her upstairs in his bedroom with his parents and son. He had a son that lived there too. So later he gave her a new identity. Her name was Nikki Allen, and eventually he let her leave the house on walks and like get a job. And he introduced her to his parents like she's his girlfriend. Like, she's never been living upstairs, and like she came to live with them so she can help. The parents are really old and like sickly and everything. So it was when she left the house, there's a convenience store that I think she took a job at, and she got close to the owner, and she eventually told the owner what was happening, and he thought it was weird that she was with some old guy, and so he called the cops, and that's when she was saved. So this documentary is with Elizabeth Smart, and there are 2 survivors that are talking about grooming and how men can talk their way into making you trust them and then turn on you and make you feel like you're alone and you're from a broken home and no one cares about you but them and all this other stuff. So it's educational in that sense to see how they cope with everything today. And Tanya's married today, and so is Elizabeth. Tanya couldn't have babies because of what he did to her. She had to get like a hysterectomy, but she married a lovely guy and they're happy. And then obviously Elizabeth Smart, she has her full family with kids and everything. So it's crazy to see these women like come back to life after such horrific things from men, and how many men are capable of something so heinous. It's so scary because it's a lot. It's not like, oh, they're the exception. They're not. They're almost becoming semi the norm. Tanya also wrote a book, so if you want to read about her story in that, I don't know what the name is, but she did write a book, and I think it's to raise awareness and maybe funds for like one of those charities.